COVID-19 vaccine. The finding is based on the interim analysis of the ongoing Phase 3 clinical trials of the British pharmaceutical firm. Dr. Edsel Salvana, an epidemiology and infectious diseases expert, said AstraZeneca's vaccine is currently the most practical to procure. In an interview with Radyo 5, Salvana explained that it would only require a 2 to 8 degrees Celsius cold storage compared to other candidates. Dr. Anna On Lim, a member of the DOH Technical Advisory Group, said cold storage like this is already available in the Philippines. According to Lim, local health experts have been using it for other vaccines under the government's immunization program. Aside from that, the firm's vaccine has the cheapest price per dose of around $5 or roughly 250 pesos. But Lim highlighted that AstraZeneca's final analysis of their late-stage trial should be reviewed prior to procurement. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere agrees, reiterating that no COVID-19 vaccine has been approved in the country yet. Meanwhile, Russia's Gamaleya has updated the efficacy of its Sputnik V vaccine to 95% based on recent analysis. Lim also finds encouraging result about it, particularly the same cold storage requirement with AstraZeneca. The standard price of Sputnik vaccine, though, is quite higher at around $10 or 500 pesos per dose. Charles, as the negotiations for a vaccine continue, the government has also set a price range for RT-PCR or swab test in the country. The private laboratories and hospitals may charge from 4,500 pesos to 5,000 pesos, while public facilities or government facilities are only allowed to charge up to 3,800 pesos. Charles?
All right, thanks for that update. Greg Gregorio live from Antipolo City. Some 30 million Filipinos are included in the government's priority list once a COVID-19 vaccine becomes available locally. In today's Laging Handa briefing, vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. said the government wants to inoculate 60 to 70 million Filipinos. He said the best-case scenario is for the country to begin vaccination in the second quarter of 2021. Galvez noted, however, that only 20 to 30 million people may receive the shots every year due to limited resources.
We will do this in a 3 to 5 years period. Kasi po kaya lang natin ma-vaccinate is more or less 20 to 30 million a year. At the same time, tinitingnan po natin talaga rin na kung alin po talagang maging safe at saka tawag na effective.
The Health Department logs 1,200 new COVID-19 cases on Wednesday. This brings the case tally to nearly 423,000, some 27,000 of which are still considered active. The virus took the lives of 31 more patients overnight, pushing the death toll to over 8,200. 386,000 people, meanwhile, have gotten better from the disease, with 183 new recoveries for today. The Labor Department says it will be cautious in deploying Filipino health workers abroad, especially in countries with high COVID-19 transmission. The DOLE also clarifies that the 5,000 cap in departing medical workers is only temporary. Marian Enriquez has the story.
While a group of nurses takes as a welcome development the lifting of the deployment ban on healthcare workers, they are frowning upon the 5,000 cap that will be imposed per year. The Filipino Nurses United says this number is too small compared to the average of 13,000 nurses who leave the country annually.
Yung 5,000 na yon ay kasama ang iba pang health workers. So, napakahirap yan, mag-aagawan sila doon sa slots.
The group emphasizes that at least 14 categories of healthcare workers will have to be considered, including physicians and medtechs, among others. It adds that many healthcare workers have no choice but to leave the country, citing perennial problems such as the delay in hazard pay, poor working conditions, and measly salaries.
Dapat suportahan natin ang mga nurses na gustong maghanap ng better work opportunities para masuportahan ang mga pamilya nila dito.
Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III has earlier clarified that the 5,000 cap is temporary and will only cover the new hires and not the returning workers. The limit, he adds, is just to ensure that the country will have enough healthcare workers while it is still dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. In an interview with One News Agenda, Bello says they are also being cautious to send nurses abroad because of the COVID-19 threat.
pag kami nagpadala, meron kaming nire-require na waiver from the nurses. Sasabihin namin, you have to come up with a waiver na you are aware of the danger that you are going to.
Last April, the government barred healthcare workers, particularly doctors and nurses, from leaving the country due to the rising COVID-19 cases. President Duterte has lifted the ban, citing the declining number of COVID infections in the country, as well as the recent developments in vaccine candidates. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Some 12 congressmen are allegedly getting kickbacks from project contractors. That's according to the Presidential AntiCorruption Commission. In an interview with Radyo 5, PACC Commissioner Gamaleya said the legislators may face charges, citing strong evidence and sufficient witnesses.
So ngayon, yun po ang trabaho namin na ilabas na yung mga ebidensya na manggagaling din naman doon sa mga witnesses. So yun po ang i-build up natin sa task force.
The commissioner also agreed with President Duterte's decision not to name the corrupt lawmakers as he does not have jurisdiction over Congress. The PACC said it will submit the report to the Justice Department-led Corruption Task Force.
As the President, as kami, as government, ang mission namin, hindi yung hiyaan lang. Ang mission namin, yung bring people to justice.
NLEX Corporation begins implementing a toll hike following the completion of its Harbor Link project. Meanwhile, the Transportation Department says motorists without RFID stickers will not be apprehended until January next year. To give us details, Gerard de la Peña is reporting to us live from Balintawak. Gerard, good afternoon. How much is this toll fee increase?
Well, Charles, the NLEX Corporation has started charging higher toll fees for motorists passing through the North Luzon Expressway. And that is an additional of 4 pesos that will be charged to motorists passing here. This means that the flat rate for vehicles passing through the open system between Balintawak and Marilao will increase to 58 pesos from 54 pesos. Motorists will also be charged an additional of 6 centavos for every kilometer thereafter. The Toll Regulatory Board cites the company's 7 billion peso budget for the construction of the Harbor Link, an elevated expressway that connects the NLEX to the port area in Manila. Meanwhile, operators say they are ready to implement full cashless transactions in tolls as ordered by the Transportation Department. The Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation says that as of Tuesday, some 1.5 million car owners have claimed their RFID stickers. San Miguel Tollways, on the other hand, says they have so far installed a total of 1.7 million RFIDs. The DOTR stresses that those who have not claimed their stickers won't be apprehended until January 11 next year. Those who don't use the expressway regularly may have their stickers installed when they pass through the toll gates anytime, even after the deadline. The NLEX Corporation has started dedicating drive-through lanes for the RFID sticker installation. Tents will also be set up at toll plazas for RFID installation. Charles, as of now, lines are not too long here at the Customer Service Center of the Balintawak Toll Plaza as the NLEX Corporation had this dedicated for exclusive use of those who have online appointments. And for walk-in customers or for walk-in motorists, they may check out the sites dedicated to them at the Facebook pages of NLEX and Cavitex. Charles.
Thanks for that update, Gerard. That was Gerard de la Peña reporting to us live from Balintawak. Business owners are seeing fewer Christmas shoppers this year due to the health crisis. To ease the problem, the DTI assures the public that prices of Noche Buena items will not increase. Shaila Francisco has the details.
It's usually around this time when LV starts buying pasta for her family's Christmas celebration. But this year, she decided to wait for a few more weeks before purchasing any Noche Buena items.
Hindi pa. Kumbaga, wala pang kumbaga yung pera, hindi naman sapat yung kinikita mo. So, yun lang kung ano lang yung priority ngayon. Bibili naman pero hindi yung kagaya dati na marami or hindi na kagaya dati.
Compared to the previous years, business owners observe fewer shoppers this holiday season. This comes as the COVID-19 pandemic left some consumers with limited holiday budget or none at all. Retailers are now banking on cheaper Noche Buena items to drive demand in the next few weeks. The Trade Department reminds the public that manufacturers have decided to put off price hike. The price of fruit cocktails, for one, has been decreased to at least 50 pesos. But some supermarkets are selling Noche Buena products for prices higher than the suggested retail price. Owners explain that it may be difficult to comply with the SRP for some items due to various reasons.
There are other retailers who decided to take off items which na hindi swak dun sa list of SRPs na binigay ng DTI. Mataas ang kuha nila or masyadong maliit ang margins na binibigay ng manufacturers.
Under existing laws, retailers can only increase the SRP of any product up to 10%. The DTI says it will ask violators to explain the reason behind their higher price tags.
Kung naka-increase na sila ng presyo, it will take a little bit of time para ma-i-adjust nila yung system. Yung kanilang computer system, and then syempre the physical tag.
For now, the agency is advising consumers to buy promo packs, which can help them save some 20 to 70 pesos. Supermarkets are also expected to come up with their own promos at reasonable price. Shaila Francisco, VR 1 News.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.